Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Flash Duel is a game that looks like Street Fighter Puzzle Strike, I think that's what it was called, which is also a board game and a video game. It's most known as Super Puzzle Strike, was a PlayStation game, I believe, or PlayStation 2 game that was kind of like a Tetris-style game with Street Fighter characters, and this brings it into the Sirlin Games universe. So there's been a lot of games like this that have been out, in this kind of Yomi, I think was one of them, that uses kind of the same characters. Now this is going to be, Flash Strike is going to be the easiest one to play. It's very simple. It's really a tug of war. You're kind of going down this path that's just linear, so you're going right at each other. And then striking each other if you can based on the card play. This game has some interesting card play. It's very, very quick to play. I mean, 5 minutes or less. You're going to be able to pull off some pretty good moves. But this is going to be the basic one. Of all of his games, I feel like this is the most basic one that I've played. Now, this is the revised second edition, so his games always go through revisions and have different editions and kind of get better and better balanced, if you will. So this one right here is going to be very, very simple, very easy to play, and it has a solo mode, it has some other things that you can do into it. It's got a basic one, but I say go and jump into the advanced, which just gives you player power, so it gives everybody an asymmetrical power, which I think, maybe play basic once or with younger people, but you can jump right into that advanced as quickly as possible. And I think that's where the game is at. I think that's where you're going to have the most fun. Quick, portable. You can play this, be up and running in 5-10 minutes. I think the gameplay is okay. I think it's fine for a two-player game, a little bit of back and forth. It's not going to be as complicated as some. So if you're coming off Summoner Wars, you're going to find this a lot, way too easy for you. And a lot easier just to comprehend. You just be like, what is going on here? But it's extremely balanced. It's going to be fun. I think it gets deeper the more that you play into it. Just don't expect too much of that deepness as you go. For me, it's going to be a Purge. I don't really play these fighting, tug-of-war, battle games very often. They're not really my kind of thing. My main go-to two-player is my wife, and she's not really into them. I'm not either, so this will be a Purge for me. So I'm not your normal marketed person that this would be for, so take that with a grain of salt. But I just felt like if I was going to play something like this, I might go to Yomi or something different, Summoner Wars versus this one. This is Flash Duel 2nd Edition revised printing. These words are going to be pretty important when you see them on the box. It's going to be like a little small box that's made to look like a crate inside. And then when you open it up, these are some of the characters that you will have. They're just printed on these. These will be standees. Here's your rule book, which we'll look at in detail in a few minutes. Now, I kind of just have these standees kind of smoothing around here. You're going to have these cards for the dragon when you fight that. I'll kind of explain that in the flow a little bit. But these will be the cards that you'll play with. This is really the board that you're going to have. You're going to have this track that the players will be going on. One will start on each end. It is double-sided, although neither side is different. It kind of has this weird film on it, as you can see. You ever play anything with like Flying Frog? That's what it kind of feels like. You have all these standees for the different characters that you're going to see here, and they will fit on these. So you have plenty of characters to play with here. And that's kind of, if you like these Sirlin games, it's a staple of it. You're going to have these tokens that you'll have with win. So you're always going to play, the best out of so many, and these will just kind of track that for you. You're going to have, looks like a little box, a card box inside here. You open it up, and you're going to have all of the cards. You can see a lot of them just have numbers on them, etc. These will be the powers that you'll have. Got really nice artwork on it, which isn't a surprise with these kind of games, and the different powers that you'll have on them. And then you have like a portable board and some traders and stuff you can have for the different kinds of games that you have inside here. Components are okay. These cards are not the best quality. They're not terrible. They're just okay to me. So here's the rule book. You can see it kind of folds up inside the box. This is version 5.7. There's a lot of different versions of this game. You can just see it has all kinds of things. Let's take a look at it. So this is going to be the game modes and kind of the index, if you will, or table of contents for it in the portable version of the game here. And it comes with cards that you can play the game with. Then when you open it up, you're going to have the rules for a one-on-one. This will be the simple version. And if you want the powers up here, there is a way to customize the deck if you want and just have the different characters in it. You're going to have a solo game over here. You're going to have the 2-on-2 over here. You're going to have this raid with the dragon that you can use. You have traders and stuff involved in it. Then on the back, just some general ideas and stuff. I don't normally like games that have this many modes in it because I just feel like, where's the game? This dragon thing is okay. I'm not going to go over it too much in detail. The solo one is alright, so if you like solo games, this will be a big plus for you. Team battle, I'm not really into that kind of thing. I think the game more squarely would be in this 1v1 that will be going on here. I feel like this is kind of tacked on. I probably wouldn't play it 2v2, to be honest. First thing I'm going to do is talk about the simple version of this game. You're going to put each player on a start location, and then you're going to shuffle up the deck of cards. You will take 5 cards, and you will set these aside, so nobody will know exactly which cards are in the deck and which ones are missing. You also have the 5 win tokens that will be here. You're going to play the best of 5, so whenever somebody wins, they'll take one of these tokens. If you win 3 out of 5, then you will win the entire game. Each player will draw 5 cards as their starting hand. First thing you do is you can play a card and move those many spaces. 1, 2, 3, and that would be considered a move. Now, if somebody's on a space in front of you, you can play a card and you can push them. So if I play this card, I would push this guy back 1 space. You can also attack somebody as your third action. Now, they would need to be exactly 5, whatever number you're playing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If they're 5 spaces away, then you would be able to attack them. If, for example, you had to play to 3, they would have to be 3 spaces away to be a successful attack. Now, when you attack them, the other player would have to defend it. The only way they can defend it is if they have a matching card in their hand. So if he did this, then he would defend the attack, what's called blocking. Now, the downside to blocking is, well, you stay in the game, which is good, but you only have 4 cards in your hand next time. Now, when you're attacking, it is possible for you to play as many of light cards as you had. So maybe let's say he was 5 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I played 2 5s. In order for me to survive this, then I would need to play 2 5 cards in order to block it. And that way I can block his attack. If I only had 1 5 attack, I can block the first one, but the second one would beat me, and then that person would win one of the tokens. Now, you can do a dashing strike. In this case, I'm 5 away, so I don't have let's say I don't have a 5 card. What I can do is I can play a 3, 1, 2, 3, and then play a 2 with a dashing strike, as he's 2 away now, 1, 2, and then he could do that. Now, if you do dashing strike, he could block it by playing a 2, if he so chose, then that would block it. But let's say he didn't have one of those. He can play any other card to retreat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to push him back further on the side, but he will survive it. So you can't do the retreat with the attack, just with the dashing strike. Now, if somebody was able to get an attack in, and the deck ran out of cards, and whoever is the furthest up their track would win. So if I was able to move 7 up, and he could only move 1, 2, 3, 4, I would win. If it's a tie, move up the same amount of spots, then it would be a draw. Remember, you're trying to win 3 out of 5. Now, there's a full game. The full game is fairly easy. That means everybody's going to get 3 cards that will be face up with unique powers. And start your turn, draw a card, retrieve 3 or 4 from the discard pile. If you don't attack or dashing strike, you may recover on your next turn. You may treat 3 in your hand as a 4. You may treat a 4 as a 3. Now, for the rock guy, you can block with a high-numbered card, then strike. Opponent can retreat from your dashing strike. Your 1 attack is unblockable. And so these will be flipped over as you use them. And each time somebody wins one of these and wins a round, you can flip one of these back over. So all the full game does is add these individualized powers. And I think most people will want to jump in and start using these. Now, there is a variant called the Clockwork. And what you can do instead of taking your 3, you can draft these by having a number of them face up. And people could, you might have one from, a bunch of different guys. Maybe I would end up with powers like this just to make things more interesting. So that's a variant that you can do. Who should buy this game? I feel like anybody who wants an introductory into that 2-player battle system, I think that's fine. This is a really good battle system that you can just kind of jump into, especially if you're looking at kind of Sirlin Games and you want one of those, but you don't want to jump off the deep end. You can definitely start here. I think if you're wanting to play with like maybe a kid who probably is getting like 7 and up, maybe 9 and up, and you want to get him into something like this would be a great place to start out with. Or if you're looking for something light, fast, it doesn't take too long to play, I think this will accomplish that goal quite easily. So this will have a little bit of a niche. I think you'll grow out of it. I think if you want something longer and deeper and has more to it, I think that's out there, even from the same company. So this is going to be more of an introductory to me. For me, it's going to be a Purge. Doesn't really hit what I'm looking for. It's not a game that I need, so it will be pushed out the door. Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you liked it, please like it and hit that little subscribe button. That really helps out the channel, lets us know that you're getting the videos that you want.
If you agreed or disagree with what I said, feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I promise that I will comment back. Thanks for watching, and everybody else, keep playing.